They mocked humanity's weakness, until we unleashed our true military might. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Chen Wei stood before the assembled representatives of 47 star systems. The crystalline walls of the station refracted light from a dozen nearby suns, casting prismatic shadows across the faces of species that had ruled the cosmos for millennia. "Humanity requests membership in the Galactic Council," Chen said, his voice steady despite the weight of history pressing upon his shoulders. Laughter erupted from the Crithian delegation. Their chitinous exoskeletons clicked with amusement as High Commander Velthok rose to his full 3-meter height. "Membership? Your species has barely left its cradle world. You possess no plasma weaponry, no graviton shields, no quantum displacement drives. What could primitives offer us?" The Sarathi representative hissed in agreement, forked tongue flickering. "Your military records show conventional kinetic weapons and chemical propulsion. We fought with such toys 10,000 years ago." Chen remained composed. "We may lack your technological sophistication, but nothing," Velthok interrupted. "The galaxy is no place for the weak. Humanity would be conquered within a solar cycle. I propose we deny this request and place Earth under Crithian protection." The word protection hung in the air like a threat. Chen knew what it meant: subjugation, resource extraction, the end of human sovereignty. He had prepared for this moment. Yet the casual dismissal of his entire species stung deeper than expected. "Perhaps a demonstration is in order," suggested the Valorian overseer, a being of pure energy contained within a magnetic field. "Let humanity defend a minor outpost against a standard raiding force. If they succeed, we reconsider. If they fail, they accept protectorate status," the council voted. It was unanimous. 3 weeks later, Chen stood in the command center of Firebase Prometheus, a hastily constructed human outpost on the barren moon of Kepler 442c. Beside him, General Sarah Okonkwo studied the tactical displays with the calm of someone who had seen every type of hell war could offer. "They're sending 200 ships," Okonkwo said. "Crithian frigates mostly. Standard plasma arrays, particle beams. Nothing exotic. Can we hold?" Chen asked. Okonkwo smiled. "Ambassador, they think they know us. They've read our history, seen our weapons, calculated our capabilities, but they've made a critical error." "What's that?" "They think we've shown them everything." The Crithian fleet emerged from hyperspace with the confidence of apex predators. Commander Velthok personally led the assault, eager to humble the upstart humans. His sensors showed the pathetic human firebase: simple railguns, missile batteries, nothing that could challenge modern warfare. "Begin bombardment," he ordered. Plasma bolts screamed across the void. The humans returned fire with their primitive kinetics. Amusing. Velthok's shields absorbed the impacts easily. This would be over in minutes. Then something changed. The human projectiles began behaving strangely. They didn't just fly straight. They maneuvered, dodged, pursued. One of his frigates exploded as a missile weaved through point defense fire and struck the reactor core with surgical precision. "What sorcery is this?" Velthok demanded. "Their weapons are learning," his tactical officer reported, mandibles trembling. "Each projectile has independent AI, sharing data in real time. They're adapting to our countermeasures faster than we can deploy them." Another frigate died. Then 3 more advance, close to range where their primitive weapons cannot maneuver. The fleet pushed forward. That's when the humans revealed their second surprise. Hundreds of small craft erupted from concealed bays across the moon's surface. Not fighters, drones. Thousands of them, each no larger than a human torso, swarming like insects. They moved in patterns that defied conventional tactical doctrine, chaotic yet coordinated. "They're overwhelming our targeting systems," an officer reported. "Too many individual signatures. We can't lock on." The drones weren't particularly powerful, but they didn't need to be. They attached to ships like lampreys, drilling through armor with mining lasers, severing communications arrays, blinding sensors. The proud Crithian fleet flailed at gnats while human railguns picked off blinded ships with impunity. Velthok watched his forces crumble. "Retreat! All ships retreat!" But the humans weren't finished. As the Crithians fled, the moon itself seemed to come alive. Rocks, hundreds of thousands of tons of them, launched into space. Not with rockets or mass drivers, but with simple, brutal kinetic force. Electromagnetic catapults hidden across the surface, firing ordinary stone at fractional light speed. The projectiles were impossible to dodge at close range. They punched through shields designed to deflect energy weapons but utterly unprepared for the raw momentum of accelerated matter. Ship after ship shattered like glass. Of 200 vessels, only 47 escaped. The Galactic Council reconvened in emergency session. Velthok, his armor scorched and pride shattered, stood before his peers. "Explain yourself," the Valorian overseer demanded. They fight like nothing we've encountered," Velthok said. "No honor, no standard formations. They used AI, swarm tactics, kinetic bombardment. They turned their technological inferiority into advantage." Chen stood. High Commander Velthok assumed our weapons were primitive because they weren't exotic. But humanity didn't spend millennia developing plasma cannons or graviton shields. We spent that time perfecting the art of killing each other with whatever we had available. We've fought 10,000 wars with primitive weapons, and we've gotten very, very good at it. The Sarathi representative's eyes widened. "You've been in continuous warfare for your entire civilization?" "Not continuous," Chen corrected, "but frequent enough. We've had thousands of years to refine conventional warfare into a science. While you moved on to energy weapons, we explored every possible permutation of kinetics, explosives, and information warfare. We've fought in every environment our world offers. Underwater, underground, in atmosphere, in cities, in jungles. We've learned to fight when outgunned, outnumbered, and outmatched." General Okonkwo stepped forward. "You assumed advanced technology meant superior tactics. But tactics aren't about having the best weapon. They're about using whatever weapon you have most effectively. Humans have been doing that since we threw the first stone." The council chamber remained silent. Finally, the Valorian overseer spoke. "Humanity's application for council membership is approved. Welcome to the galactic community." As Chen and Okonkwo left the chamber, the general chuckled. "Think they learned their lesson?" Chen smiled. "They learned that primitive doesn't mean weak, but I don't think they fully grasped the real lesson yet." "What's that?" "That we didn't even use our nuclear arsenal." The general's smile widened. "Let's keep that our little secret for now." Behind them, the galaxy's oldest civilizations began the uncomfortable process of reassessing everything they thought they knew about warfare. And somewhere on Earth, military researchers continued their work, blissfully unaware that humanity had just announced its presence on the cosmic stage. Not with a whisper, but with a railgun's thunderous roar.